Hello Exiles, I hope you have a good day. This is the Matinal and I will show you my explosion shot build. Yeah, so this is the build. As you can see, it's quite effective against a lot of monsters. Let me just take the loot and I will show you what the build is about. Or maybe I'll take it later. Okay, so this is explosive shot, shock burst rounds, crossbow build for the Mercenary. The skills we are using, as you've seen, for clear I'm only using explosive shot, which is this one. For the bosses we are using explosive shot with combination of shock burst rounds, because this is much higher DPS for the bosses. For the clear we're also using Hands of Herald of Thunder and Herald of Ice. Those are the 4 skills that are necessary for the build. Everything else is not needed. Voltaxic Mark is good for the bosses. Other than that, that's all you need. For the crossbow shots, the link we are using is scatter shot to make more shots of the crossbow. We're using conduction because we are shocking with our explosive shot. Martial tempo to have more attack speed and more reload speed. And fire infusion, because this is a fire skill, we just want more fire damage added to that. For the bosses, we're using shock burst rounds, combined with lightning infusion to have more lightning damage, combined with primal armament to have more elemental damage, concentrated effect to have more damage, and heft, because it also increases the damage of physical skills, as this is physical and lightning skill. For the Herald of Thunder, we're using Glaciation, because we are using Herald of Thunder to freeze enemies. We're using Innervate to have more lightning damage during our clear, and Ice Bite to have more cold damage during our clear. And our most clearing skill is Herald of Ice. We're using Cold Infusion to have it more damage, Elemental Focus, more damage, and Magnified Effect to get more damage. For other links, I will probably look for some +1 to level or some more AoE, more area damage links. And that's basically it for the skills. Why does the build work? The build works because we are using this unique, the Free Dragon Solid Mask. It has few lines that are very important. Fire damage from hits contribute to shock chance. That's why we're using explosive shot, which is a fire damage, to shock. We're using the shock with Herald of Thunder, because when we kill the shocked enemy, it releases lightning bolts, which just attack more at the enemies. This lightning damage contributes to freeze build-up, so the enemy freezes, and then we're using Herald of Ice to shatter those frozen enemies. Basically, we are shooting them with explosion, they get lightning bolts, they get frozen, and then they explode. And as you've seen, the whole screen clears. It's a great build for clearing maps. It's okay for bosses. I wouldn't use it for pinnacle bossing, so this is not the best build for that, but for maps it's very good build. For my defenses, I am Gemlik Legionnaire and I'm using elemental resistances for my defenses. I've calculated I can get to 90 on all of those resistances by using jewels on my tree and my Ascendancy. If you're for example Witch Hunter, you can easily get to like 85 on all of those. So this will be always also good defense, and you can play this on Witch Hunter as well to make your clear even better. Also, key defense item, Cloak of Flame. This item gives 40% of physical damage taken as fire damage. I have it corrupted to give me 45. That means that I only get hit for, in this case, 55% of physical damage, and the rest goes to fire. But because on our passive skill tree we are allocating catalysis, I'm getting hit only for half of physical damage. Rest goes to my elemental damage, which will be 90% less damage. So I only get hit for like 55% out of the 100 physical damage, and I'm having some armor to mitigate that even further. For the elemental damage, you get like 90% less. Ideally, I'm taking 80% or 90% in case of fire. For the Ascendancy, I went with Gym Link Legionnaire, and I went with Adaptive Capability, Enhanced Effectiveness to have more life, more mana, more accuracy rating. I got the Integrated Efficiency to get more skill slots, but I don't need them. But I'm using those skill slots to have Thaumaturgical Infusion to increase my maximum resistances. That is why you can see all of the skill slot filled. I can get even more skill slot when I will have the currency to fill those gaps, and those other skills except my explosive shot, shock burst rounds, mark, and my auras, those other skills are all used only for the skill slots to give me maximum elemental resistance. Okay, for the passive skill tree, we are puffing through Remorseless, Feel No Pain, Battle Hardened, then we take this big cluster of crossbow damage. We go down to the Adrenaline Rush, we take the Herald wheel here, we take the reload because Explosive Shot has a slow reload, so we need that. Then we go through the elemental nodes here, we get the attributes here, we get this one, Iron Reflexes. Because I don't have a lot of armor on my gear, this is my only armor piece, I need to get the armor somehow, so I'm changing evasion rating of those two uniques to armor, and it's giving me like 30, almost 30% of armor, which is, it's okay. Like combined with the fact that I'm having half of the physical damage, this is more than enough. It's like 60% less damage from the hit I get physical. We get those area for our explosion shot, and for the herald, so the area is bigger, and we get all of those skills here to get the maximum elemental resistance here and maximum elemental resistance here. The important part is we're puffing through the jewel sockets. For now my jewels are quite bad, so you don't have to like copy them or look down at them. What you're looking for is attack damage, elemental damage, lightning damage, fire damage, attack speed with crossbows, attack speed, and most importantly maximum fire, cold, or lightning resistance. You can corrupt your jewels to get some elemental resistance on them, or chaos resistance if you're lucky. Elemental penetration is also good. One of the best stat is increased chance to shock and increased magnify of your shocks and elemental ailments. And that is why we're going further in the tree here to increase our elemental ailments and duration of them. We're getting elemental equilibrium since we're doing fire, cold, and lightning damage. We take this because it's a lot of elemental damage and this 5% physical damage, which is the only place on the tree to get this. And then we'll go through those shock nodes and get the jewel sockets. And this is basically the tree for this build. What I'm using two weapons. The first is the crossbow, which has fire damage on this. This is like 460 DPS crossbow. And this is similar crossbow, but with lightning damage. We're using weapon swap technique. You don't have to use it, like the build works fine without it, but if you have lightning and fire crossbow, it's good to change your skill tree for, so in my case, lightning crossbow, I'm taking the fire nodes here. And I'm also taking the shock here. And for my lightning crossbow, I'm taking the nodes here to increase my lightning damage. This is basically the most important things. The important thing is here that I'm not taking this with my lightning crossbow because I'm shocking using my fire damage. So this is counterintuitive, but I'm using explosive shot to shock. So this is only allocated to my weapon set 1. And those points will be as well. Okay, the important things on my build is also this Hands of Wisdom and Action. This is a bit endgame unique. You don't have to use it. You can use just normal pair of gloves and it's fine. This will give you more fire damage. So for tier 15 maps, be sure to try and buy this for yourself, because you get this this line here. This 1 to 10 lightning damage to attacks per 10 intelligence and attack speed per 25%, 25 dexterity. I'm having quite a lot of stats because of my passive skill tree, so this gives me this is 18 to 1800, yeah, 18 to 180 lightning damage on my gloves, which is a lot. And because of my stats are quite evenly spread, I'm taking this node, because this is 5 of your lowest attributes gives you 2% damage. Since 180 is my lowest, this is 72% increased damage on this node. So be sure to split your stats evenly. You don't have to if you do not have those gloves. This is not that important because you can get increased damage somewhere else on the tree. But if you have them and you have a lot of like your points, spreading them evenly increases value of this node. And that's it. I will try to make a guide about this on some website or in written form. For now, I'm leaving you with this build. Have fun, enjoy it. It's really fun build. I think it's the best crossbow build for Mercenary. I will be using it to farm more currency, to make even more crazier build that I am thinking about. But for now, I'm leaving you with this beast. This is really, really good. Enjoy and have fun. Bye bye.